welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. My name's Leanne. I'm the training manager, and we have here Lauren Wilson, who is one of our very experienced case managers. So do you have a question?
Isaac.
Do you have a question for us today, or just popping your head in to see what it's all about?
Yeah, just popping in to see what you guys have for us.
Oh, lovely. And so, Isaac, how long have you been with Meditech?
Probably 3-4 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isaac, did you join last week?
No.
No? Okay, sorry. I'm mixing you up with somebody else.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Actually, though, Isaac, I think I've met you, haven't I?
We've never met, Lauren, but we've talked like so many times over the phone, chats, calls.
Okay, I thought you looked after my client in the Bunya unit. Was that you?
Oh, you look different today.
Yes, I'm a little bit more casual today. I'm working from home.
Yeah, we've met. Yeah, Trent Jennings. Yeah, Trent Jennings.
Yes, our client.
Yes, we've met. Yeah.
How's
beautiful.
Yeah.
How's it going for you out there, Isaac?
Yeah.
Are you going well?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Yeah, and do you have any? You don't have any specific questions? Of
late, I've not worked of late because some of your shifts are like in the midst of the day, like 2 hours, 1 hour. Sometimes it's a long drive. So it becomes so difficult for me to pick the shift because, like you can imagine, there's an available shift probably for 2 hours, probably let's say 3 to 5 or 10 to 12, whereby I'm supposed to travel for 30-40 kilometers. You see, it's put me in an awkward position to like prepare for a 2-hour shift. So if at all I was to be given a shift that's like probably 6 hours. See,
okay,
that makes sense.
Have you spoken to Michelle about that?
Yeah, I don't remember talking to Michelle, but I once talked with one of your staff, and I was suggesting like, can I get a longer shift? Probably if you have home care, what do we call yeah, that makes sense for me, right? Because you find I was good with working with Trent Jennings and Logan, because probably Logan was 6 hours and then Trent was 3 hours. So probably that was good shifts for me.
Okay, well, look, if you're happy, Isaac, I'll speak to Michelle and Melissa because they look after your region. Oh, sorry. That's Mitzi on the phone, Leanne.
Sorry, no worries.
Sorry, Isaac, we've got our other case manager. Hey, Mitz, we're good to go. Okay, I'll get Leanne to send you the direct link. All right, thanks. Bye. Leanne, could you please send Mitz the direct link? Thank you. Sorry, Isaac. I'll speak to Melissa and Michelle, and I'll get them to reach out to you about what your availability is, and we can, have a look and see what shifts are available, like longer shifts.
Yeah. That will be good. That will be good for me to probably plan for myself, because it's not good for me like not working for you a whole week, and then there's a whole week going again as well, and I've never like picked one of your shifts. You know, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking. I know I've got one client in particular.
Yeah.
And we've got a couple of shifts that do need covering. So, and he's in Fairfield.
Oh yeah, I live in Fairfield. Yeah.
Okay.
That could be good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll reach out to Michelle and Melissa, and then they can give you a buzz, and potentially you could pick up those shifts.
That could be so good for me.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. Yeah. That will help.
Okay.
And Isaac, and just girls, correct me if I'm wrong, But sometimes you just need to make that regular phone call to the coordinators and just remind them, hey, remember me? I'm really keen to work. Yeah, because they're dealing with hundreds of people, and it's just a nice, it just can be a weekly call or a weekly email. Just, hi, hope you're well. So it's not, I don't want to be annoying, but just, I'm really keen, and just to sell yourself a little bit to them. I got some really good feedback from, Lauren regarding this, how I manage this client. So it's all about that relationship building, Isaac. Do you think that's a good idea, girls, for them to do that?
Yeah, 100%. So 100%, when I was a casual,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think just show that. Yeah, just be in their faces. Sometimes it's just like, oh God, we'll give Isaac some work. I can't.
Yeah.
He's such a nice guy, and he was really keen.
Yes. Yeah, so Isaac, when I was a support worker, I was only casual, and I had the kids. So if I had, like the kids were on school camp or it was school holidays and, they went to my parents or whatever, I'd ring my coordinators and go, hey guys, I've got extra availability. Have you got anything to give me? So just, really reach out to your coordinators and go from there. Hi, Rosemary.
Rosemary might be with a client who's sleeping.
Yeah.
Again. Yes, just a random thought. She's chatting to us today. Lovely, Rosemary. We'll open the chat box. A random thought that she has. Lovely. And Isaac, whilst we're waiting for Rosemary, we were going to ask participants today, what characteristics make a good support worker? So maybe you might want to just, what do you think? Just you think about it for a minute. What characteristics do you have that you think make you a good support worker? Perhaps what characteristics or skills you'd like to have to be a better support worker? Just think about that whilst other people are joining us and Rosemary's chatting in the chat box.
And Michael, Isaac, just to put in perspective for you that, sometimes your schedule's not full. Meditech employs over 900 staff.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not maybe as small as you think, and we've got staff all over the place. So if you are keen to work, like everyone said, just make that weekly phone call. If you got a good rapport with one particular coordinator, just go, for example, hey, Lauren, it's me again. Sorry to bug you on a Monday morning, but, I've got heaps of gaps on my roster. Throw anything my way.
Yeah.
And you will get known because the coordinators will talk.
Yeah.
And they go, you know what? Isaac's always looking for work. Call him. He's always available. And that way you will always be in people's minds.
And Rosemary's making a good point in the chat that there's new coordinators and sometimes you don't know who the new coordinators are. So how is that communicated to the team? Do we know? When there's a new coordinator, that's great feedback. I think we need to be letting people know.
We might have to let Garda know to send the general email to all the staff.
Yeah, I think that's great feedback, Rosemary. And I think that way you'll know who when there's changes. So, and maybe a meet the team sort of flyer could be good. Maybe Kat could do a meet the team, meet their coordinators.
That's
or something
what
like
I was going to say. So, guys, when I first started at Meditech, the lovely Mitzi was actually on an extended overseas holiday. And when she returned, that was my first time meeting her. I had no idea who she was. It was just this beautiful smiling face in the office.
Oh, thank you.
And since then, now we're like, what are we? The Bobsy twins. We're pretty much inseparable. But
we're double trouble.
Yes, Leanne, I think you could back that up. Mitz and I are double trouble.
Yes, but look at them, aren't they lovely? And they're always like this. They're always delightful and energetic and really passionate about doing things better here at Meditech. So that's wonderful. That's great feedback. We're going to follow that up, definitely. Michael, welcome. Michael's just joined us. We saw you with your camera on there, Michael. We're just shooting the breeze here and fielding any questions you may have. Do you have any questions for the team about what's going on out there, how it's travelling for you?
Oh, not really. I'm currently on the Central Coast and have a few clients on the Central Coast. But if I do want to do some work in, say, Northwest Sydney as well, would I be able to do that as well?
Absolutely. We are so short of staff in Northwestern Sydney. Yes.
Around Rouse Hill and places like that.
Yes, that's my area. Yes.
We
What's your
are
area?
easily pleased. Can you see that, guys?
I'm in North Kellyville, so
Oh,
you know,
okay.
I cover all the way from northwest, all the way down the M4 corridor down to the inner west.
Oh, okay.
So,
So
and we
we-
always struggle in the northwest area.
Well, there you go, Michael. So I think that feedback we gave to Isaac about letting the coordinators know. Do we know who the coordinator is for that area for Michael to contact?
I'm pretty sure it's Michelle, but because it's a new team as well, everything's getting reshuffled. So, Michael, the best thing you could do is, you know, like we told Isaac, I don't know if you heard, on a Monday or as soon as you know, just say on this date, this date, this date, I'm always in this area. Can you give me
Yeah.
clients in this area?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. Seriously, we are very, very short of male support staff in the northwestern area.
There you go. So we've got to connect these dots, guys. So
Mm.
these sessions are really great, and this feedback is fantastic as well.
Can I just add to that, guys? If you know of other people as well that might want to come on board with Meditech, refer them to recruitment. Pretty sure
There's a
You know,
little incentive there for
there
you
might
guys.
be an incentive for
What sort of
you.
qualifications would they need?
So, well, we can always put them through our training college, but we do look at Cert 3 in individual support, you know, Cert 3 disability, aged care. Thanks, Rosemary. That doesn't mean that Mitzi and I let the cat out of the bag, but yes, definitely there is an incentive.
Okay.
And as far as qualifications, to be a support worker, you don't need anything. They will put you through the Meditech induction. But speaking on behalf of the Meditech Training College, to everyone that is here today, we currently have a lot of free e-learning programs available, and they're free at the moment. So I don't know if you've joined our Facebook group, but I'm about to be promoting all the free e-learning courses that we're going to be putting up there. So if you feel like you have a skill need, just shoot me an email. I'll put my email in the chat. So perhaps you're interested in doing some training. Just let me know, because we're bound to have an e-learning program on. We've got over 37 topics available, and I'm
What
just
sort
putting
of
them.
topics?
Oh, everything to do with support work. So palliative care, dementia, supporting people with dementia, supporting people with mental health. You name it, we've got it. And if you're on the Facebook page, the group, I'll be promoting it soon. We'll have a flyer. They're going to cost $35 each next year, but I don't know what we're going to be doing for staff. So at the moment, because we're testing the system now, now is the time to get in. The best way to see what courses are available is probably just to enroll in one of them, because once you're in the system, you'll actually see all our available courses. And currently, I don't know if it applies, but we've got bowel care, personal care, hoist operations, all of the, the standard skill sets that you need.
And guys,
Case manager jobs, yeah, all the time, I think, Rosemary. So, let the HR know that you're interested in case management as well.
It's always great to promote within.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and don't be afraid to reach out to me and Lauren, guys. We both started as support workers.
Yeah.
I was looking at.
I just put my email there. If you want to email me, I can easily enroll you in a course so that you can see what's available. But stay tuned in the Facebook group and to my emails that are coming out. We obviously do the Cert 3 as well. Has everybody got their Cert 3 in individual support? Because we offer that.
I've got the equivalent, Leanne.
Very good, very good.
Yeah. What's the equivalent?
Certificate 3 aged care and Certificate 3 home and community care, which expired. When did that got canned? How many years ago?
Yeah, no, we've got the new one, the 2021 Certificate 3 in individual support. It's going to cover aging and disability support. And if you're working as a support worker, we can do RPL as well. Yeah.
I was actually having a giggle. I found some old certificates earlier. Understanding dementia, 8th of June. Oh, you can't see it because I got back. 8th of June, 2016.
Oh, out of date now, love. Out of date.
Oh, that was just an internal one.
Dementia, I've forgotten what that's all about.
So tell me,
I shouldn't joke, should I?
Yeah.
So tell me.
It's all good. We need a sense of humor in this industry.
What are we going to talk about today, girls? Over to you guys.
Look, one thing that I've really been thinking about lately is how, as a support worker, how innovative we have to be. Okay. I've been thinking, you know, like I know my caseload, and my caseload is very, very diverse. I've got everything from low care to high care, mental health to palliative care, you name it. So it really got me thinking. I'm really curious as to what you guys think about what it takes to be a support worker in this day and age. So with that being said, I ask you, what attributes, what skills, what strengths do you guys think you need to be a great support worker in this day and age?
You got to care for people.
Yeah, you got to be caring. What else? Mitz, what do you reckon?
For me, you must be a good communicator and more so a good listener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Empathy, patience. I think empathy would probably be, you really need to put yourself in that person's shoes.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes their behaviors and everything is not a reflection of who you are. It's something they don't like within themselves. So you need to be able to sort of just go, it's okay, it's not me, it's them. Just let it go, listen, redirect. I think. Maybe.
Client, yeah. Answer to question. Client wanted you not to make them feel they are disabled. Treat them as you would treat others. I love it. So being respectful.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you go into a client's home, I think we used this example last time. Just because you've been going there, you know, every Tuesday and Wednesday for the last year, doesn't mean you just walk in the door and barge in. You know, pause at the door, knock, good morning, it's Isaac here, may I come in? You know you're going to go in anyway, but just that little may I come in just change the whole dynamic of the shift.
100%.
You know?
Well, one of my clients is the opposite, actually.
Mm.
So I've told you can come in anytime you like, so just come in.
Yeah, but just say, it's okay, you know, it's just my way of showing you respect.
Mm.
You know, and they go, oh, thanks. And that just changes them, you know?
I think one of my big things is I feel like I've got to be a really good problem solver. So I've got to have really good critical thinking skills. You know, and although that applies to being a case manager, I think, which you'd have to agree, Mitz, it's also something as a support worker. Think about if we're working with nonverbal clients. We've got to try and, you know, work out, we've got to problem solve what it is. And Michael, are you the Michael that came to my webinar on behaviour support plans?
Probably.
Okay. Well,
I remember doing one a long time ago on behaviour support. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, like having those problem solving skills, you know, knowing if it's a different behaviour that we're seeing, what could go wrong or what could be going wrong.
Mm. And I think I'd like to add
Maybe they should do ABA therapy first.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think a level of self-awareness that keeps coming up, a self-awareness about your cultural biases, your own values, and, you know, how that may be impacting your clients. We've talked about that before. And what about time management? Sounds to me like time management must become a bit of a, you know, challenge out there for you guys. Okay. Anything you would like to add, Isaac?
Sorry, Isaac, I don't mean to cut you off, but just what Rosemary said. I do this client 4 days a week. Sometimes she tells me that I can sleep in the spare bedroom or couch. I say no to her. I'll never do that because I want to separate my personal life to my professional life. Professional boundaries.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Imperative.
Yeah.
Imperative. Please do not ever, ever, ever give your phone number to a client.
No.
Ever, ever, ever.
Guys,
not.
I can give some real horror stories in regards to professional boundaries and just a phone number. You know, as I said, I've been out on the ground, and you know, you might have to call to say you're running 5 minutes late. Put your phone on no caller ID. Don't send them a text message. I have a young family friend, and she's just starting out her career in nursing, and she's got a gig as a support worker, different organisation. She's down in the Highlands, and we were at my son's football game on Saturday, and she goes, "Lauren, look at this." And the client had actually sent her a text message on a Saturday telling her what mischief she should get up to on the weekend, and that she should be chasing any boys down, and, you know, a lot of outside of professional boundaries.
Inappropriate. Yeah.
Very, very inappropriate. And I just looked at her, and I'll change names for privacy reasons, but I said, "Lisa," I said, "what are you doing?" I said, "Professional boundaries 101, sweetheart." And she goes, "What do you mean? She's harmless." I said, "She might be harmless now." I said, "Is she, you know, is she aged, disability? What is she?" And she said, "She's an NDIS client with mental health concerns." I said, "Just having your phone number," I said, "and her knowing your full name, she can potentially hunt you down." Again, this girl's 20, so she's on all the social media apps. I said, "She can hunt you down, and she can actually find out where you live, what car." She already knows what car you drive. And it put it into a lot of perspective for her. So, you know, a lot of, you know, I'm happy to say I live in Camden. My name's Lauren Wilson. Happy to say I have 3 boys. But other than that, you won't get much information out of me.
Yeah. And look, in some cultures as well, for example, say where they're Catholic, Italians, Latins, you know, they like talking, they like knowing everything about you. They like knowing, are you married? Are you not married? Okay, so I have a partner. We've been together for 21 years. We have a daughter. You know, we've never been married. For 10 years, I had Italian clients. You know what I did when I started as a support worker? I put a ring. Are you married? Yes. Have you got any children? 1. And that's it. You know, always maybe just remember basics. You don't tell them your full story. Pretend that their home is your office. Like, so if we were in the office, you choose who you have relationships with. You know, you don't divulge all the ins and outs in the office to people. You know, your private life is your private life.
Mitz, do you want to tell everyone what your theory is about telling lies to clients as well?
Little white lies, do you mean? Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea to give the guys some examples of how to deflect those questions, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so like, what type of questions? And I'll tell you, and I'll give you an answer, for example.
So, Mitzi, whereabouts do you live?
Oh, I live in the hills area.
Oh, I have family out there. Whereabouts in the hills?
Oh, you know, it's a new state.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Do you know such and such?
Oh, not really. No. All my family's out in the eastern suburbs, so I spend all my time out there.
That's where I grew up.
Oh, well, whereabouts?
I don't know. Where's the eastern suburbs? I don't know.
Yeah, but
so it's like polite. Yeah, polite. What do you call it? Distraction, and I think bringing it back to them. You know, asking them about their family and things like that is a good deflection. Polite deflection
so
is the word.
If they ask, you know, are you married with kids? And you say, yeah. They say, how about you? How old were you when you got married? How many children do you have? How did you meet your husband? You know, a lot of the migrants, a lot of them got married by postal letter. You know, get them to tell you the story. Oh my God, what did you do? You know, you never met them until they got off the boat. Just distract them. And people love talking about themselves.
Yeah, and little white lies don't hurt. My mum always said, if you're going to tell a lie, you've got to have a good memory.
Yeah.
That is Mitzi's motto in life.
You got to have a good memory if you're going to tell any white lies. Rosemary's saying, Yes, if you've got to have a good memory.
What?
What? Yes, I thought you were joking there, Michael.
I
Or
was.
stick to
Yeah.
the same one for everyone, you know. So
Um,
have a little, I
Yeah,
don't know, guide, you know. So when clients ask you, say, "Am I married?" Yes. Have I kids? Yes. One. You know, and just have
have your
it's
script
just a
ready.
repeat.
Yeah. Or, you can always blame the company. Oh, look, I'm not allowed to give my mobile phone. That's against the
I
organisational
could lose my
policies.
job over
I
it.
could lose my job if I did that. If you have any queries, do you have the Meditech number? Oh, good. So you know who to call if there's any issues? Great. Okay, excellent. Well,
Yeah.
they'll let me know if I can be of any assistance.
And
Rosemary's
it's
saying
just-
not giving the number. I think it is in the staff handbook. I'm
It
sure
is.
it would be. Yeah.
It is.
I might put that up on the
Unfortunately,
Facebook.
Rosemary, okay, it is in the handbook. Everyone reads it. You go all over it. And guess what? 9 out of 10 support workers give their numbers to the clients.
Yeah. And it can, and we don't want to scare anyone, but there have been some horrible stories, even I've heard down. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, a lot of you will stay with us for a long time. And a lot of you guys are casual staff that will move on, to other jobs, different places. You will move. The client will continue to have your number when you move on.
Mm.
You don't want that. Your private life is your private life.
So
Work is work.
keep your role professional at all times. I think that's it. That's the main message there.
I think that's a big thing as well, especially in today's era of social media.
Mm.
So I've always kind of worked and lived in the same area, and even to this day I'll run into old clients at Woolworths or Kmart or wherever I am, and they continue, even when I haven't been working there for a few years, to add me on social media. Even years on, I still don't let them I still don't accept their friend requests. So something else to be mindful of.
I'm just trying to share my page. If I can work out how to go to the next slide. I don't know if anyone wants to play with this Menti, but if you use your camera, you can put your phone camera up onto that QR code there, and it will open up the menti.com link. So if you want to, is anyone wanting to try it?
Yeah.
No.
So no, that's okay.
What's Menti?
Menti, well, if you put your camera up on that, menti.com is just a website, and it will take you to a place where we can do all sorts of wonderful things. So with your answers here, what does it mean to be a good support worker? If you had clicked on that link, you'll be able to enter your words into your phone and it will come up on the screen. So, like, for example, we talked about being caring. Done. Is that going to come across?
I'm actually creating a word cloud as we speak, Leanne.
Oh, are you?
I am.
Empathy, done. And I'm just going to submit some answers there. Are they going to come through? Yeah, so I've put up caring and empathy, and if anyone else wanted to put up any other words, they would come up here as well. So we've got this Menti where we go to different pages. You can ask any questions.
I reckon one as well, guys. You need to be reliable.
Reliable?
Yeah.
Okay.
And work with integrity. If you say you're going to do something, do it.
Sometimes, okay, we've had instances that, a support staff member has been rostered for an 8 o'clock shift to Mr. X. Mr. X calls us at 11 o'clock. Hey, what happened to my support staff?
Thank you.
He didn't turn up. Now, Mr. X is non-mobile, incontinent, and he's been sitting soiled, unable to eat or get changed since the night before. So, you need to be, you need to have integrity. You need to be reliable. You need to be responsible. You need to be professional. Sometimes your shift that you may think, oh, it's not important, it's all right, it makes a difference of that person having breakfast, getting out of bed, getting changed, and no one else will see them except you that morning.
Yeah, our CEO, Rod, talks about this a lot, Betsy, I'm muted.
No, you're not.
No, okay, hear you.
I'm not. I'm all right. Oh, sorry. He talks about this a lot, as that we hope our support workers realise just how important they are to their clients, and that their clients, you may be the only person that that client sees in that day, in that, you know,
Yeah.
or in that week, or, you know, so that your interaction with them, that's how important it is. And that's how important your role is to somebody else's life. And
You
I
know,
don't, yeah,
Yeah, and you know what we hear often? Sorry, Leanne. I just,
no, go for it.
you know,
Yeah.
if the thought escapes me, I forget.
Good.
You know, we often hear, "Oh, I'm just a support worker."
Yeah, no.
You know,
No.
you're not just a support worker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have no idea how incredibly important your role is. Okay, everyone thinks, "Oh, it's an easy job." It is one of the hardest jobs in the world.
Sounds like an
Okay?
incredibly hard job, and
It
you know,
is.
the range of skills required to be very good at it. I
What
mean,
you
we're
will
only listing
see,
some
what you
there.
will feel, what you will hear, you know, so many things, you
Mm.
know, different
I think that's
realities.
something. I think that's something. You know, another attribute is resilience, because we are going to see things, we are going to hear things that, you know, will hit a spot in us as humans.
Mm.
But having the ability to be resilient, and to overcome that's a really big skill. And Michael, you're preaching to the choir there, mate, like medical reasons or issues with the children. But it's as simple as a phone call, ring the coordinators, guys, my son's sick, or guys, I've woken up and I'm really not feeling well. I don't feel confident going to do the service if I've got the flu. We're working with vulnerable people. We don't want them to get sick. So
So it's really important to let your coordinator know if you're running late, if you're not going to make
100%.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but
And you,
the coordinators here on the Central Coast aren't there all the time. In fact, if you ring them quite often,
You've got the Sydney office number.
yeah, well, it transfers you through to the Sydney office then.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
someone will
Yeah,
act on
don't
it if it's
answer.
urgent. Yeah.
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 We've got an after hours number, Michael. So if you're not feeling well at 10 o'clock the night before.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Okay.
yeah, I understand that, but yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm really curious to hear from our participants, any problems you've had in the workplace that you would like to, you know, without divulging any client names, but, you know, a challenge in the workplace that you've had that you think, wow, maybe I need some feedback or some, you know, input on how to do that differently next time. Have you got any scenario? Is it perhaps using equipment maybe, or a challenging behavior specifically? Get your brains working there? Or is it all going so well? I don't know where this question that's come from my slide. It's a good question. But anyway, I don't know if we want to talk about that. Do we have a problem client? Can we have got an example, Mitzi or Lauren, of a problem client and how to deal with a particular example of a problem?
But
Well,
in regards to
if the clients didn't have a problem, they wouldn't need any help to start with.
True. But I guess I'm thinking about a problem that you don't know the answer to, yeah? And you've got a team here that can perhaps shed some light on potential solutions.
You know, but not necessarily our clients have problems, you know, they need assistance, you know, because they're frail, you know, because, you know, they're not capable of doing things like they used to. But we're talking about maybe a behavioral problem, you know, equipment problem, you know.
I think one thing we've got to remember, guys, is as support workers, we are there to empower them. We are not there to
take over.
Take over. Have it, like, you know, I'm sure you've all heard the saying, if you don't lose it, you use it. If you don't use it, you lose it.
She's losing
exactly. Example given.
Well, one reason the clients might become sick to start with is if they're taking illegal drugs, because that's what, I mean, illegal drugs make people sick, and that's why they're illegal. So if they're taking illegal drugs, what do you do?
So
you should never pass judgment, first of all. Their life is their life, your life is your life, your beliefs are yours, and his are his or hers. Report. You know, don't lecture. Just say, look, Mr. X, is there any way I can support you?
Yeah. So can I interject there, Mitz?
Absolutely.
I think the biggest thing we've got to do is harm minimization. You're a grown adult, Michael. How would you feel if I told you you can't have your cup of coffee and your Vegemite toast every morning?
I'm a happy little Vegemite.
But if I told you how to live your life, I can pretty much guarantee what your response to me is going to be.
No, that's you learn. That's what we we get told all the time, especially if a woman tells me what to do.
You do it, otherwise your life is not worth living.
Yeah, see.
But
if you're a smart man.
So look, guys, I think it was back in was it 1985, 1995, whenever it was. The Australian government actually introduced the harm minimisation strategy. That is where, as a society, we use harm minimization approach in addressing alcohol or other drugs. Oh my goodness, I need coffee. So that includes, not just illicit substances, but the use of tobacco and alcohol. So that's when the packaging on cigarettes started to change, the ads on TV. So I don't know if anybody watches the rugby league here, but, Winfield was a major sponsor.
Cup.
Exactly, major sponsor of sport. Well, they've realized that society on a whole is listening to this marketing. So that is why those marketing strategies have been removed to adopt that harm minimization. And I think as support workers, able to adopt that same.
Well, I think what they did with the with the tobacco, with the cigarettes, probably made things worse for a lot of people, and because a lot of people that used to smoke were not very rich, and they put taxes up on them, and so they became more financially stressed.
Yeah,
look,
they're forced to give up, weren't they? Yeah.
When you're an addict of any sort, Coca-Cola,
so
coffee, cigarettes, when
When
you're an addict,
because it's too addictive.
Yeah, it's a horrible, horrible situation, isn't it, Michael? But I think
It's one of the most addictive drugs there is.
Oh, well, they're saying the vapes are now more addictive than the nicotine, which is even scarier,
Well, they got nicotine in them, that's why.
Yeah, but they're harder to give up, I heard. So look, so what you're saying is that the support workers shouldn't be lecturing their clients on how to adult and how to live.
Yes.
But with their and really, because if you are, you're putting your values onto them, aren't you? So you're meant to not be, non-judgmental is something we haven't mentioned. So it sounds like support workers need to be non-judgmental and support.
Very much so. And
focus on support.
No support worker should be, if you're acting non-judgmentally, you should not be saying, even, talking about the risks of smoking or the risks of using heroin. Unless you've got a PhD in medicine, you're not a doctor.
I have got a PhD in medicine.
You do? You're a doctor?
Dr. Michael.
I got a PhD. I did medical science, and then I got my PhD in hospital funding, actually. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so you've got a PhD, but it's not. You're not a doctor.
Well, a PhD is a doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Michael?
You know what we're saying.
But anyway, look, I think the best thing to do, Michael, when you go to a person's home, okay, you build a rapport. For example, I don't know, they smoke pot, and for pain management, or for whatever reason, right? So as you build a rapport, you say, hey, Michael, I come here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You have a right to do whatever you like, in your home. This is your home, your castle. But would you terribly mind not to do any of these things when I'm here? Because it impacts my health. Just be respectful. We're all adults. If you cannot do it, ask your case manager, because we will tell the client, we will send a support worker. You smoke like a Turk, okay? But you're not allowed to smoke when support staff are in there. You're not allowed to smoke in the car. You can do whatever you please, when our support staff are not there. So these are rules we tell them. So if you can't say, oh, look, I'm sure the office told you, but would you mind? If you say once, twice, 3 times not respected, follow up with your case manager. We will have that difficult conversation. Make us the bad guy.
Yes, I think that's
Okay,
good advice.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
response,
Okay.
Which is
And look, we're a nice
basically-
bunch and we're really approachable. And we're all a little bit,
So that's pretty good. Thank you so much for that. Any other questions or examples? No? Okay, that sounds good. That's all right. Well, look, thank you everybody for joining us this week. Have you got the answers to all your questions? Have you got some action items there, Isaac and Michael? How to get more shifts? You know what to do there?
I'm waiting for follow-up with Lauren. Probably connect me with the person in charge of Fairfield.
I'm actually
So we can-
I'm jumping into a meeting with them now, Isaac,
Yeah,
so I'll
yeah.
hit them up now.
All right,
Beautiful.
thank you. I appreciate
And
it.
we
Yeah.
get,
It
yeah,
wasn't, my question wasn't about more shifts. It was more about more different area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change
we'll
the
look into
area.
that as well.
If you have a permanent, for example, a permanent Monday and Tuesday that you are in the Rouse Hill area, Michael,
Yeah,
let the rostering team just go, I'm always there Monday and Tuesday. Please fill up my roster.
yeah.
Yep. And we'll try and get something out there to broadcast who the latest community coordinators are.
Yeah.
Leave that with me. I might take that up with Rabi and Garda so we get like a flyer out to everybody and they know the
Can
contact
I-
list or something.
Can I also just mention something, Leanne?
Sure.
So I think Lauren can agree with me. So when we worked as support staff many moons ago, our role was everything: cleaning, shopping, transport, personal care, all of it.
Cooks,
Now-
nursing, security
Ex-
guards.
Everything. So it encompassed a whole lot of things, right? Now, if you as a support staff now only say, oh no, I can only do transport, okay, or I don't do this, or I don't do that, obviously that will limit the amount of shifts that you receive.
Yeah, obviously,
We
yeah.
work with vulnerable people. What they need the most assistance with is personal care, cleaning, because they can't do the vacuuming. It's too heavy for them. They might need assistance, hanging up the laundry.
Depends what sort of vulnerability they've got.
Exactly. And also remember, guys, not all disabilities are visible. There's
So
a
you
lot.
might want them to do the vacuuming if they've got a mental thing, because then they get some exercise.
That's right. Yeah.
But empower them. Just say, look, I'm here to assist you with the cleaning.
Yeah.
What would you like me to do that you cannot do?
Otherwise, they just
And we
sit
can do
around
it
and
together.
get overweight.
Yeah. Like say,
Especially
for
with the
example, Michael,
especially
for
with some of the
example,
antipsychotic drugs.
Okay, for
Yeah,
example,
but-
Michael,
Sorry.
if you go and do cleaning in someone's home, okay,
Yeah.
and you want to get them involved, all right, you're not supposed to move anything.
Sorry, guys.
So-
I have to actually go because I've got another meeting I've got to jump into, but it was lovely seeing you all.
Thanks. Bye, Lauren.
So say,
Thank
for
you.
example, you're there cleaning, Michael, okay, and just say, Isaac, can you please move all the stuff off your shelves, and I'll dust for you. I don't want to be responsible for breaking anything. If you'd like me to vacuum under your table, I can't move the chairs. You'll have to help me with that.
Yeah.
So there are
Keep your
ways and
safety
ways.
first. You've got to keep
Yeah.
yourself safe, and you are allowed to say no. And that's why you need to read the staff handbook and know the policies and procedures and know your own rights as well. But yeah, I think we've covered quite a lot of ground today, haven't we? So thank you so much, Mitzi, and thank you, Lauren, who's gone, and thank you everyone for coming along. I really appreciate it. I hope you get some value out of these sessions, and they're on every Wednesday. So tell other support workers. We just
Yeah.
shoot the breeze, okay? We hope to
Yeah.
next. I'd like to delve into some, you know, workplace problems and find solutions. So try and think of a potential problem you've experienced and you walked away thinking, oh, I didn't know what to do in that scenario. I hope I did the right thing. And maybe, you know, if you wanted to talk about it, we can talk about those workplace scenarios where you think, what should I have done in that situation? What should I have said? Because we're all learning, okay? It doesn't matter how long you've been doing your job, you are all constantly in a state of learning and becoming better at it. If you've done it for 20 years, 30 years, every day is a lesson. Yeah, so there's always ways to improve our skills, and also just to remember just how valued you are by Meditech, and that you're doing, you know, a fantastic job out there, and you really make a difference in people's lives. So
you are
using all
eyes and ears.
That's right. You're our front line. So using all of these skills that we've mentioned, we wish you the best of luck out there and hope to see you next week online or in our Facebook group. So thank you, everyone.